just on the way out, looks like Perot not playing tonight. Curious about what went into that decision.
We're going to put Berard back in the lineup, and so again, 12 forwards. Coming in, I think for a young player, especially straight out of college, there's going to be times I think where you can teach him and show him and let him watch and learn and practice and play in some games as well, where he's had good impact in the game, where the impact can be more. But he's been good. Just a young player that he draws out tonight. Berard draws in.
Is there any increased level of urgency with him just because he's only here? I think when he got here, there's only 8 games left, so you only have such a small window to get a look at him this season.
No. So we made. I thought, like I said, when we go back and we look at the game, and coach will sit down and go through things with him. The times where he's done some things that he's had an impact, and times where he can be better. I think it's a learning process for young players. Whether it be practice, games, video, watching, could be a combination of all of it. But big step coming out of college and right into a lineup. Other players are sitting out as well that we want to continue to look at and put into the lineup as well. So, like I said, Berard draws in for him tonight.
You have a back-to-back. Is Jonathan the goalie tonight?
Jonathan is the goalie tonight.
Do you expect Jonny to go back in?
We're still working through that, but it's great that he's out there and he's on the ice. That's a good thing.
Peter, one of the things that Artemi said after the game last night to say with me is just everything's different this year. Things that worked for you last year aren't working this year. Things that aren't working this year you took for granted last year. Can you put a finger at
I don't know if we took them for granted last year.
Not taking for granted.
So that there's no question that no 2 years are the same. This one certainly isn't the same from last year. So this year we've had to work for everything, and at times it hasn't gone the way we wanted it to go. So
when you look at the math, which suggests that it's pretty grim. Like, how do you?
we're just focused on the 2 points tonight. We're still fighting here, and there's 2 points at stake, and so we'll battle for those tonight.
Going back to Perot, is there anything specific you want to see from him, and how would you?
Just what I mentioned already. There's an impact that goes into the game, and I think when you're young and you're, the players that come right from college, not always is it right to the NHL and into the lineup and in an impactful situation. And so I think that there's a learning process that goes with it. And so I think playing games is important. I think practicing at a high level is important. There's video that goes with it. There's communication. There's sometimes taking a step back and watching a game too. So, we've been happy with him and him being here, and the fact that he's able to be a part of this group. I think all of that's important. So it's been great to have him here, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're always in the lineup.
Jonny, who's our nominee for the National Trophy.
Yeah.
Can you just say a few words about what you discovered about him and what he's meant to your team this year?
With who?
Jonny Brodzinski.
So for me, this is a guy that's had a lot of perseverance, and just recently, after a long career of not so much in the NHL, has just been a guy that's just stuck with it. He brings an unbelievable attitude to the rink every day. He's a guy that competes and practices hard, plays hard every day. Real positive influence in the room on his teammates, for our team, and just for me, it's really about perseverance. A guy that's just stuck with it and kept working and kept that positive attitude, and now he's making an impact in the National Hockey League.
On Berard's side of it, Brett Berard, just your assessment of him so far.
Same thing. A young player. I think has a little bit more just with the seasoning of being, down in the American Hockey League last year and having played some games. A little bit older, a little bit more seasoned. They're both very young players, but he's come in. He's played some good games for us. He brings energy. He's got a chance of scoring a goal. The lines will be the same. We're just going to slide him right into that spot.